You won't be using the power cell much. You're only going to use it for your running start and for parking. Okay, so obviously quick question before we even take off. Your buttons on your for your thrusters, how are those binded? Are they Y and B, or I guess triangle and circle for now, or are they R1 and L1? So like this is my R1, that's my L1. Those are my bumpers. That way it makes it easier to control. Ooh. Okay. So for 1 and 2, I recommend doing 1 as L1 and then 2 as R1 for your bumpers. Just go into your settings, go to your controller binds, and then just go down to Lego Fortnite vehicles, and then just rebind them. So whichever one triangle is, make that one your left bumper, and then for the one that says circle, make that one your right bumper. Not your trigger. It should be underneath the. It just should be underneath vehicles. There you go. Yep, that's it. Whichever bumpers you're comfortable with. I just don't recommend doing those buttons because they get confusing. Channel 1 should. I have mine as L1. The one that turns right will be channel 1. Because it's going to turn on your left thruster, if that makes sense. R2? Those are your triggers. Your triggers should be on how to drive forward and backward. L1 and L and R2, I mean R1 and L1, your bumpers, not your triggers. I know on Xbox it's like LT and RB, but on here it's R1 and R2. So R2 would be your trigger, R1 would be your bumper. And I recommend having the turning be your bumpers. And then your triggers are the how to control the vehicle to go forward and backward. Yes, I recommend keeping that. All right, so just I want you to you're gonna turn it on and then turn it right back off. I want you to hit R1 for me. Okay. Are you hitting R2 or L or R1? Okay, what button are you clicking? Is it your trigger or your bumper? I want you to hit your right bumper. Hit your right bumper for me. All right, so yours are opposite. That's okay. So for yours, whenever you're going to click the right bumper, it's going to turn you to the right, I guess for you. But for me, it turns me to the left because it turns on my right thruster. That's how I have mine wired. Now, if you want to do that for you, that's totally fine. Just going to pull us back here. All right, so in order to take off, I just want you to just hold down your right trigger, and then as you get that rolling start, you're going to tap X, and then I want you just to climb straight out. Perfect. Now, in order to gain altitude, I want you to click both bumpers at the same time. There you go. And then turn them back off. Turn your X back on. Perfect. Now you're straight and level again. So I want to try to teach you how to do a steady state climb. I want you to turn all of your thrusters off and then turn them all on at the same time. All right, and once you start getting that, turn your bumpers off. And then then as soon as there you go, and then you can turn them off. Okay. All right, turn left away from those trees. All right, I'll just kind of let you maneuver around and get the feel for it. And I can jump on the controls if something bad's going to happen. You should be able to do a loop-de-loop if you really try. Yeah, it was for me too. You're good. Whenever that happens, your plane just kind of stays stuck in the air. Nothing really bad happens, so you're good. There you go. And if you want, that's all good. Wait, really quick, let me have controls for a second. All right, so really quick, A steady state climb, I would just kind of pitch up like that, and then just systematically just kind of, see how I'm doing that? I'm just kind of letting the plane climb by itself, and then if I want to level off, I just let go of it, and then just put it right back. I don't know why it's pitching up like that. All right, so your controls. The only reason it's pitching up the way it is because I'm on the tail, so it's a little heavier. So if you're by yourself, then it probably won't do that as bad. And I'll probably move the seat forward for the actual plane. The real trick is when you're low to the ground and you're trying to dodge obstacles. So I'm going to teach you how to land on uneven terrain. I want you to look on the ground and find a nice flat spot to land on. And then what I want you to do, I want you to just let the plane fall onto it. And then what you're going to do, so like actually, yeah, down there to the left on that path, I want you to take us right down there. And I want you to, in order to glide into your landing spot, you're going to turn on the bumpers only. And then it just gradually pulls you in and it raises your nose for you, just like that. And then turn those off in order to like gauge how quickly you're falling. And then right before you hit the ground, you're going to turn them back on. That way you get a nice gentle landing. Perfect. All right, so I want you to aim us away from those trees. So I want you to turn us left about 180 degrees toward the village. And then in order to take off, I'm going to do a short field takeoff. So, yep, perfect. Right there. Okay, that's fine. Turn us away from that tree. Turn us back to the right, toward that little valley. That'll work. All right, so I want you to turn on both bumpers, and then I want you to hit X and watch what happens. Look how fast you took off. And you can turn those bumpers. Perfect. You're getting the hang of this already. And you can just climb out as high as you need. All right, now I want to teach you a high altitude landing, so I want you to fly us out toward the mountain. And I need you to climb and climb and climb until we can get to the height of that runway out there. Now, finding a runway to land on is going to be kind of difficult. Unless you wanted to land at the home runway first and then get a feel for it, but I think you're going to be fine. So just keep that climb in. You're going to need a lot of altitude. Good stuff, Dilly. Doing good. Keep that climb coming in. You ain't near it. You ain't even close yet. All right, we've got to go on backwards now, but we good. All right, turn us back to the right. Keep us coming toward those little flags out there on the map. And then keep that climb coming in because I don't think we're quite at altitude yet. Now you'll notice that your performance becomes less effective once you get to these higher altitudes, which is honestly kind of similar to real life. That actually does happen in real life too. See how much slower you climb. That's going to become dangerous when it comes time to land. So the runway is going to be out to the right. You're turning us toward the mountain. So I'm trying to take us out to the lake. Yeah, to the lake, like where your boat is. Yeah, so turn us back to the left. It's directly 90 degrees to the left. All right, I can see the runway. You see how high it is? Yep, keep that climb coming in and then turn us back around. You'll see how difficult it is to land on this runway because it gets annoying once you're trying to maintain your altitude. That's why I was having so much trouble with it and is getting upset. And then your takeoff from this altitude is also going to be strange. Yep, keep that climb coming in. Yeah, you're nowhere near the altitude of the runway yet. You see it? Good. Keep that climb. And then, yep, turn off your ailerons. Perfect. And then climb again. And you're going to have to turn us out to the left a little bit. I mean, to the right, sorry, to the right. And then try to land. And then try to use that your bumpers to kind of glide into the runway once you get over there closer to it. Yep, and then turn off your thrusters now. And then reverse. Perfect. Good stuff, Dilly. All right, now for this takeoff, it's going to be a little different. You have to get a running start for this takeoff. Otherwise, you're gonna nose plant the airplane. So you're going to hold down your right trigger and then just hit your X button. That's all you're going to do. I don't recommend taking off toward the mountain. So hold down your right trigger. You're going to get a running start. You can move forward a little bit. So my controls really quick. If you want to turn nice and easy, you're just going to move forward a little bit, and then you can kind of put it in reverse and just kind of try to stay on your point. This is how I turn a little more easier because it moves the plane along with it. And then if I want to, like, let's say I want to turn out toward, we'll go toward the north. See, I'm like reversing and backing up, and then I can line up perfectly right here. Then I can back up and get myself some running start. Yep, perfect. All right, so your controls. Yeah, sure. All right, so you're going to get a running start. You're going to hold down your right trigger and then just click your X button and it'll take right off for you. If you don't get a running start, you're going to face plant the nose and it's going to break. So I found that out the hard way. Just get a running start and take off. Nothing special. And then hit your X. Perfect. See how I tried to nose down there? Yeah, if you didn't get a running start, you would have face planted the aircraft. So take us back home and land on the wooden runway, and I honestly think you're good to go. I'm comfortable. Just make sure that if you ever are trying to land at the high altitude runway, don't rush it. And then again, when you're landing on the ground where there's no runway, it's going to be kind of challenging to watch out for trees and be prepared to chop some stuff out of the way so you can make a safe takeoff. Because this thing's only made out of wood. It's not made out of the ancient floors, so it can only take like one hit before it breaks. So your runway's not going to come into view until you get a little closer, so it's fine if you can't see it yet. Just keep your altitude coming in. There it is. So turn us to the left. And see where those two campfires are? That's your runway, sir. And then just try to safely glide us down there. And it doesn't have to be straight, so never try to make it too perfect. But good stuff. And then glide us in. Or that works too. Perfect. And then just let it fall. There you go. How do you feel? Good job. Yeah, it's not too hard. So I just wanted to make sure that you could do it just by yourself. I was not on the controls at all, by the way, so that was really good. Let me put a chair here for a passenger, and then you're good to go, sir. There you go. All yours.